I would like to welcome to today at 118th AOE meet of 16th July 2022. This month is, we have had good news about Veer getting the coveted award and one of the AOEans, Neeraj Chauhan, celebrating his 30th anniversary. And we have a wonderful speaker amongst us who is going to tell us about one of the subjects which has become so important and so relevant in these days. For 5 minutes wisdom session, we have not appointed this month anybody, but any of the veterans or experienced people here would like to volunteer, you can tell me now, and we would like to hear from you for 5 minutes. Right, and we have our dashing internal
Shishir, I said not really.
No. We would like to hear from you. So, Mr. Abhishek Jain, and about AOE, it was formed by like-minded entrepreneurs with the main purpose being, there is a story behind this, that some of us used to meet at different forums. We were all from different backgrounds and even from different age groups. The common thing was that we all used to like each other, and we believed in the thought that most of the good things in our life happen because of good thoughts in our mind, and these good thoughts are there in the first place because of good people in our lives. So one day we decided that we all would want to meet regularly and with the objective of sharing knowledge and wisdom. So we formed this association so that not only we learn from our guest speakers, but we also learn from our fellow members. Entrepreneurship being a lonely journey, this kind of relationship building for entrepreneurs has actually been a absolutely out of the world experience over the years. We were registered as a non-profit society and we have been meeting since August 2012. Every month, usually on third Saturdays. Before Corona, we used to meet at India Habitat Center. Our foundation stones were laid by our founder chairman, Mr. V. Sagar, and our past chairman, Mr. Naveen Sardana, who did wonderful work. This is some of the memories of the meetings that we used to have and the socials that we used to have. This year started with physical meetings again after COVID. And we had a AOE social, which was very nicely organized. Last month, for the first time, we had a AOE physical meet at Friends Club. And it was a speaker session and get together, and both went extremely well. Some of the memories from there. Thank you, everybody who was part of this meeting, and thank you, AoEan Neeraj Bhargav, for so wonderfully organizing it. There is also a re-emergence of physical one-to-ones that has started happening, for which I am extremely happy, and I seriously look forward to more of them in the coming months. This is our current managing team, which is at your service, and we have a AOE page which has details of members. AoEindia.in, which is also made and maintained by one of the fellow AOEans, Abhijit Roy. We are there on YouTube. If you look for a session of Entrepreneurs India on YouTube, you'll find us there. And if you can like it, share it, and subscribe, that will be wonderful. On the social media front, we have not been able to do so much, but hopefully, with the learnings that we are going to get from guest speaker today, we will make it better. We have a fantastic mentoring team, where such kind of wonderfully experienced people like V. Sagar, Sanjeev Narayan, and Rajiv Shankar Mathur are hand-holding and guiding some of the entrepreneurs within the team. Today's agenda is, we'll have introduction of member and guest. If anybody has had a one-to-one session update, guest speaker talk, mentoring update, 5-minute wisdom, internal speaker, and monthly reports and closing remarks.
As entrepreneurs, we all realize how critical one-to-one interactions are for the purpose of building trust. And at AOE, we firmly believe that trust should be built, relationship be nurtured, and business will automatically follow. As a ritual, we shall focus even more to enable one-to-ones amongst all our fellow members. And other than introducing ourselves, we should also be introduced by a fellow member at times. Would request each AoEan to take up the initiative to present a fellow AO. I would request members who have done one-to-ones in the previous month, if they can tell us about it. Thank you. Anyone who has done the one-to-ones in the last 30 days, 30 days?
I don't remember whether it was, I think 30 days or 40 days, but very last one was a one-to-one that I had with Abhijit Roy. Very interesting session. We sat over lunch and chatted a lot. Both of us know about the industry. He comes from the technology and IT industry, where I also spent a lot of time. So we exchanged a lot of good ideas, talked about each other, and just after that, he's actually gone off to the US. And I think he should be back either today or tomorrow, or maybe back already, but it was to be somewhere around this time. Very, very interesting. And I hope that we can find more time to actually do the one-to-ones.
I did one-to-one with Abhishek Jain. So last 2 months, visited his office, had a very detailed discussion with him and shared my own, experiences, my business journey. And after that, we followed it up with the, another session on phone. And it was wonderful knowing Abhishek and the kind of eagerness he has and the focus which he has about his business. He is the path of scaling up. And I'm sure, like Rajiv has scaled up, found his mojo, Abhishek is going to find his mojo as well. Thank you.
I had a one-to-one with Pandey, right? And Arjun Pandey. It was amazing. Apart from a very good breakfast at a quorum, very upmarket club, it was very amazing because Arjun has a vast spread of information. And we've discussed almost anything under the earth, except maybe what each of us are doing, which also there was there incidentally. Very, very interesting. And unfortunately, we don't have enough time. I mean, 2 hours was not enough. Hopefully, I'll get Arjun again. And I'm open for one-to-one with anyone who wants to.
And now is the time for our guest speaker. So can I request Vikas to kindly introduce our guest speaker, please?
Our guest speaker for today is Sunita Bidu. She is a social media advisor and business coach. She is helping entrepreneurs create a powerful and profitable online presence using blogging and social media for over 15 years. Sunita is known for making things easier and simpler with effortless and actionable yet practical planning and execution. When she is not working on her blog or client, she is found pampering her plants, cooking delicious stuff, or watching some animation movie. Over to you, Sunita.
The agenda and the focus today is why and how of a profitable blog. As I shared, it will be on a surface level and it will make you think of many, many questions. So feel free to take note of those questions. When it comes to why, before we start how to do it, it is important to know the why of a blog. So first of all, let's figure why we start a blog. Let's figure out, let's see some reasons why we want to start a blog. The main prime reason usually is to express, just to express actually. Initially, blogging was started just to express, to vent, to talk, to share whatever we know. And later on, we started using it for business. So blog means just to express. But nowadays, we use it to build credibility, visibility, and trust for what you do the best. And that is why we are using so much blogging for business, for leads, and for everything else. So what we know, we share, and people get to read us because they start knowing us for our expertise and for what we do at best. The second reason is we can generate leads and opportunities with blogging. How we do it? Actually, we come back to the first point. When people start seeing us more credible and they start seeing us more often, with more visibility, and they start trusting us by when they read more often what we share, they start trusting us and they start thinking about what we do professionally other than personal needs. And then they start sending inquiries. So yes, blogs generate leads and opportunities. The reason I am so free today, I hardly work. I take ample vacations. I'm flying here and there. The only credit actually I would give to my blog only. If I wouldn't have a blog, I couldn't have this. If I would not have made this investment in 2007-8, probably I wouldn't have this kind of easy and luxury lifestyle. In terms of time, I actually have the luxury. Sometimes people ask me that, Sunita, can we talk to you now? I said, yeah, we can talk. And like at any point of time, if someone needs to talk to me, they can talk to me, usually, because I am available. I have ample time, and I feel having time is a luxury today, and it was possible only because of the blog. The third reason why people start a blog is to build a stronger personal brand. When we share more often, and when we get comfortable and easier expressing us, we start building a brand for us. Vikas, you can just so it starts building a presence for us. People start feeling a demand for us. We start creating a demand for us. So it starts building a stronger personal brand because they see us often and people start remembering us for what we share more often. And the last, and there are actually several reasons of blogging. I have shared 4 prime reasons, and the last is generate passive income. I will talk more about it because this is the most lucrative reason why people start blogging. Like around 2012-13, I was able to achieve all. And after that, my blog went into nearly semi-automated to automation mode. So we are able to achieve all 4 with nearly spending 30 minutes a day. It is very much possible. And these are the main 4 reasons why we can start it. I would say why we can start a blog. It's not why we should start a blog, because we'll come to later whether we shouldn't or we should. Now, once we know why we start a blog, we need to know the reason why we should not have a blog either. So the reason why we should not have a blog is we need to know what are the things that actually take to have a blog. The first thing is it is hard work. Hard and work both, at least for the first 1 year. And when I say hard work, it is actually literally hard. Sometimes people give up, and this is the reason why 95% of the blogs fail. And this is the reason why 95% of the bloggers, they quit within the first year, because it is hard and it is work. And blogging may sound easy, it may sound simple, but actually it is not. The second reason why, and why I'm mentioning these things, because you need to know what it will take. The second reason is you will feel lonely most of the times, because you will write, you will share, and people will not respond. Initially, some of your friends, they may respond when you will share, but why would someone come to you again and again? So after some time, it is a lonely journey, and you'll have to deal with this. Third reason that you need to know is you need to deal with is it does feel monotonous, because you are doing just the same thing again and again. So you need to again deal with that thing as well. And sometimes we give up. There are times when life or when times or when things get so monotonous that we feel like giving up. And it happens in blogging just too often. We want to give up. It has happened with me as well. I wanted to give up once as well. Fourth reason is it's not as easy to make easy money with blogging. There's no fast cash. It's as demanding as any other business, because blogging is business when you see it as a business. So there is no fast cash. It needs patience, it needs you, and it takes time. So it takes its own sweet time. The next reason that you need to know is there is no fixed income. And when I say there is no fixed income, we don't know when you will start making money. There are several variables around making money. Several variables actually. And when I say several variables, that means the money, once we start making it, is unlimited. We don't know how much. I have reached 7 figures at ease, but it takes its own time. And there are people who takes years. There are people who there are people who start making in 6 months as well. So there are things that on which blogging is dependent, the money is dependent. Another reason is changes too constantly, actually. There are too frequent changes that once we settle at one change and there is another change. And we all know by this time, by this age, you all are actually experienced, you know that the only constant thing is change. So things online change too often, too frequently. And the last thing is, we say don't spend too much time on phone, online, social media. But the hard fact is when you start blogging, at least for the first year, your time spent online on social media increases. So overall, we need to make up our mind to have an increased level of stress as well. Once we know all these things, once we are aware, you need to make yourself mentally ready. Mentally, financially, emotionally, socially, physically, timely, actually in all the way ready before you start a blog. So what exactly you need once you say yes to all these? The first thing is you need to have a strong want and a willpower that yes, I want to start. Yes, I know and I have time. Second is at least 1 year of patience, and that's minimum. It can take longer as well. Third, you do need a pro blog setup, a professional blog setup. I would want to talk more about it here, and I have spoken at length about this topic. Is a lot of people start with free blog, abcyourname.blogspot.com, yourname.wordpress.com. Actually, it doesn't work. To express yourself, yes, it may work, but if you want to really monetize, if you want to make good use of a blog, it simply doesn't work. So you need to have a pro blog setup done. If you want to do it for your personal brand, you get a blog under your name. If you want to do it for your business, you set up a blog under your business. It's like if your business name is yourbusinessname.com/blog, have it something like that. If it is your name, then yourname.com. But a blog has to be a pro blog if you want people to take you seriously. It's as simple as that. The next is at least 1 hour every day, minimum 1 hour every day for the first year. And after that, so now at this moment, I spend 1 hour a week because I'm at this stage. I'm doing it like for several years. But initially, when you're starting to blog, it is important to spare at least 1 hour a day. And that time has to be fixed at any point of your day. It has to be a fixed time, dedicated time for blogging. And the last is, if needed, the moment you get serious, you need to be ready to make some financial investments as well. In what? We will talk about it just in a while. So yeah, now you know what it needs. Let's get to know what is the actual cost of starting and running a successful blog. Before I talk about a blog, there is a good chance, and this is what I have seen, a lot of, like, out of 190 people drop that, okay, we don't want to blog. And the 10 that are left, they start, and out of those 10, 8 drop. So the 2 are left. And this is the reason why the world has only 2% of successful bloggers who are making millions every month. This is the reason. So I am keeping you aware of many things about blogging. The cost of starting and running a successful blog is nearly zero. Why I would say zero is because to express, you can start a free blog. If you just want to play, vent, express, share things, talk to your friends, make a personal journal, then you can start that blogspot free blog, and there is no cost to it. But the moment you start thinking about personal branding, the moment you start thinking about visibility, you start thinking about people must know me. I should be one of the top 10 people in India, or say I should be the top 10 people in demand for this service, at least in Delhi NCR, then it is the time to make some investments. And that investment can be as less as just 15,000 to a lakh. This is the minimum investment that people make. 15,000 is just a setup, and then you have dedicated good amount of time to follow several free guides. Internet is full of how to blog guides, and they all are good. They all are very, very good, actually. If you sincerely follow all these guides, you can have a successful blog. However, you need to make up your mind that you are going to do a lot of hit and trial, and you're going to spend a lot of time. When you feel that you don't have a lot of time and you don't want to do a lot of hit and trial, then you better invest with a coach, and then you have a mentor and you learn and you get going in 5-6 months. So there are different ways. You figure what suits you. Now you know the cost as well, but it's time to get started. Just before you make up your mind to start, you know everything about blogging and why, when, how to start. Again, ask yourself, why would you want to have a blog? Ask again one more time. Why I talk about it is over the last few years, I have started business coaching for entrepreneurs, and some amazing success stories and case studies have happened. And over the last, I think since 2014, it's been 8 years now, the most precious, priceless thing I have realized is time. That is irreversible. So do ask yourself that, are you really ready to invest in something that you can't take along for a long time? And it doesn't have to be blogging. I think I do ask this question for anything and everything I want to start. And if it is long term, if it is short term. So if you have made up your mind, if you have said yes to everything, please ask yourself again, why I want to have a blog. For me, for my personal brand, to express myself, for my business, to leave a legacy after me. Like there is a तरला दलाल का आपने नाम सुना होगा, आज भी उनकी वेबसाइट उतनी ही पॉपुलर है. It is still popular. And when I talk about these things about time, and there are still goosebumps because it's so unpredictable. And this is totally off the topic, but right on my birthday, I saw someone dying because there was a road accident and people were recording videos. The guy was dying. I was on my way to celebrations and I saw this thing. I could not stop. And I told my husband that, no, let's just take this guy to the hospital. He was still hesitant to it. And a lot of goosebumps are happening to me because that guy did die on the way in our car. He could not make it to the hospital. So time and life is unpredictable. And one thing I tell people is ask yourself every time when you make a new decision, when you take on a new skill or anything actually. So why you want to have a blog, ask yourself and have a firm answer. Once there is a yes, let's know how to start a blog. So the first thing that you need to do before you start a blog is figure out the subject and your focus. Around the age of 30 to 50, we have done many things. a lot of us are into multiple businesses as well. And even if we have one business, there are multiple departments and segments, multiple services too. So when you are starting a blog, the blogs work best when they have a focus, when they have a niche, when they have a subject, because it is easier. There is an information overload, we all know that. And our blog will be another blog among millions of blogs. So it makes sense that we share the minimum possible, just one thing to our audience so that they can remember. So try to start your blog around just one subject. If it is leadership, just stick to leadership. If it is about wellness, then what part of wellness you're talking about? You're talking about stress, you're talking about sleep, you're exactly what you're talking. Stick to just one thing, because it will help you create that presence, that space. There is huge space and it is already loaded. It will help you build your own space, special space, and people will find it easier to remember. So figure out that one and take, when usually I coach people, this is the point when they take the longest. Sometimes they do come back. The things start with like 5, 6. I send them back again. And this is the longest because this is the foundation. So take good time to figure out what is that subject you're going to talk about. The second step is to get a blog set up. Hire a designer, prefer not to do it yourself. I don't suggest that. Hire someone to do a blog setup for you. Third is, once you figure out your primary category, think of 3 subcategories actually. Now it makes sense. If you can just have one category, that is the best. But sometimes people still feel that I do want to share about these things. So have 3 categories now. The fourth step is to plan and write your first 5 posts. Remember, we have not shared our blog yet. People don't know about it yet. Be ready. Be presentable. This is what we do before we start before we go to the market out. So plan and write your first 5 posts. Get them published on your blog, and it is the time to launch. There is a way to launch. You share it with your friends, with your email database. This is how you launch. So these are 5 steps on how to start a blog. Now you know the starting process as well, but there is a process of blogging. Blog post, writing, and blog, these are all different things. A blog can have hundreds and thousands of blogs. So there is a process to each blog post that goes on your blog. And it is important to follow this process diligently, sincerely, because one point we miss and a blog doesn't work. And a lot of times, usually my new students and clients, they don't take it seriously, but after a month, they take it seriously. They come back that, okay, we missed this point. I asked them, so which point you missed? And they said this point. This is the reason why it didn't work. So you have to follow each and every point, the part of process sincerely. The first is thinking, keyword research, and planning. This is the base. This is the foundation. Without this, we don't start. And the funny thing is, nearly 80% of the people don't do this. They start with second step. The second step is writing. They start with this actually. So by this time, we all know that without planning, without thinking, without research, nothing works. It's simply experimenting. It's simply playing. We are playing. And when we are investing serious time in blogging, then how can we just play? It's time, it's money, it's a lot of things. So 80% of the people miss the first step and they start with second, but that's not the way. And this is the reason why blogs don't work. The third step is editing. So each one is important. And when I said that, I do ask people which one you missed, they actually know which one they miss. Sometimes they miss more than one. Sometimes they miss a lot. Sometimes they miss one. But you miss any one or more, blogging will not work for you. The fourth is optimization and publishing, because this is what will make your blog rank in search engine. And the joy of blogging is without effort when you start getting readers. That is actually the joy of blogging. When I talk about passive income, this is the reason how passive income happens, because it is optimized. And the fifth step is promotion. When I say a lot of people, a lot of blogs fail because they miss the fifth step as well. They write, they post, they promote, they don't promote. Let's not assume that you have written it and people will just come running to read it. It's just, it's so unrealistic actually. So this is the process we have to follow each and every step of blogging to make it work. If your blog, if you have started a blog, if you have a blog, if it is not working, please take a look at this process. You might be missing one or some more steps. Now, what are the keys to actually have a well-read blog? Once we say well-read, I'm still not talking about successful, I'm still not talking about profitable, I'm talking about well-read. People are just reading it, because to make it profitable, there are many, many factors in the blog and in the process. So the key is first, your focused approach. My emphasis is there. I have spoken about it, that start with just one subject, stay focused. So the first reason why people will come to your blog again and again is because your blog is focused around one subject and they love it. They find all the answers about that one subject on your blog. So they start remembering it. Okay, this subject, I think that blog. So stay focused with your approach. The second is have a blogging strategy. Without a strategy, your blog can't last long. Strategy becomes more of the motion to the blog, and it is important to have one. Third is usefulness. Would you really remember a blog or literally anything, any information? You will not remember this session itself if it is not useful. We remember, we are selfish, we understand our time, we know the value. So we remember things that are useful, and things work when they are useful. So remember, your blog has to be useful, whatever you write. Fourth is easy and error-free writing style. It has to be easy. No bookish language, no heavy vocabulary. It has to be our daily routine. If I start delivering this session in very heavy blogging language, it just may not work. And same goes with reading. It will work only when it is easy. And when I say error-free, it doesn't have to be a perfect English, just easy to understand. People blog in English as well. People blog in Hindi as well. It's okay. It just has to make some sense. And the last is consistency. That's important. You made a great impression, you start getting people's attention, and then for some reason you stopped. No, that doesn't work. So you have to be consistent. If you want your blog to work, and if you want people to come back to you, if you want people to remember you, you have to be consistent and meet their expectations. Now, I have already spoken about it, why blogs fail, why bloggers fail sometimes, but let's just take a look again. First reason, expecting too much, too soon. This is the first reason I have heard in these years, because people think of blogging and they expect too much out of it. And that too soon, that actually it will start making money for me. People will start coming and they'll start bookmarking. I'll start getting leads. No, it doesn't happen that way. I wouldn't say it doesn't happen in 1 month, few weeks. It can take years. But once it starts working, this is the biggest asset you will develop. And after a while, you don't even have to work for it. It becomes so independent, actually. There are times when I don't blog for 2 months because it has become independent. There is so much on my blog. There are over 40 resources, free resources on my blog, because it is a grown-up tree now. which is giving shade to like every person who stays for long, for short time. So it becomes independent over time, but don't expect too much. The second reason is not willing to invest in learning. Not everything comes for free. There are free things available, but yeah, make up your mind to keep some spare money and spare time and spare focus for whenever and the moment you may need it. Keep it actually aside. Third reason is relying too much on free tutorials. I said there are ample free tutorials and all of them are amazing and all of them work. But you know the reason why these still free tutorials, they don't work? Because we don't follow one. We don't trust one tutorial. We hop onto too many. We don't stick to one. If we just stick to one person, one blogger, one mentor, and just follow all of their, it can still work. And then there is no one who can answer our questions if something goes wrong. And the fourth reason is lack of consistency and focus. This is usually the reason why bloggers fail. And the only one reason that makes a blog successful, if nothing else, if no perfect post, no perfect ideas, nothing else. And you can go to the next slide, Vikas. So only one thing that makes a blog successful, even if we are not posting often, posting great content, too perfect content, too useful content, the only thing that actually can make a blog successful is consistency. We learn over time by doing wrong things as well. So it is okay just to be consistent, keep receiving feedbacks, still keep doing things, and things still work. A blog can work over the years, because over the years, what it has attained is the age, the visibility, the consistent presence. So it has still achieved something. And now let's come to the 30 minutes routine that work for a great blog. So there are actually multiple routines that we do in professional blogging, but I'll share the very brief of weekly routine and monthly routine. Daily routine and weekly routine. This is what I will share with you. So in daily routine, there are 4 steps, and in weekly routine, there are 3 steps. Vikas, you can just go to the next slide. So in daily routine, when I say 30 minutes, the first step is use your idea sheet. You might have created that. You know, the first step, thinking, planning, that is actually your idea sheet. Use your idea sheet and write only for 15 minutes. Everything may appear easy, and it is easy. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो easy नहीं है. It is actually easy. The routines are to make things easy. But yeah, you need to stay consistent. So use your idea sheet to write just for 15 minutes. Seriously, no more than 15 minutes. And if you feel that 15 minutes में post कैसे लिखी जाएंगी, you don't write post every day. You may take a week to write one post, and that is okay. And you actually write better posts. So just write for 15 minutes every day, but fix your time and do write. The second thing that you do is comment on your favorite blog. So this routine is actually covering all the steps of process. So that you're not just writing, you're promoting as well. So comment on your favorite blogs on latest post, any 2 blogs, comment on your most active social network, wherever you are, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, jahan par bhi hai, comment on any 2 posts, good posts. And the 4th is respond to the comments you might have received on your post on your blog. Just these 4 steps are daily. No matter what happens, do this. There is one weekly routine as well that I suggest, which completes the daily routine, is spend 30 minutes in editing. Now the job of that 15 minutes every day comes to editing, because you might have written, I don't know what. So we have to edit before it goes live and before it goes public. Edit whatever you have written over the week. And for your post, for your text, delete, add, whatever you want to do. Optimize with keywords, whatever you have finalized, and publish and schedule. I usually schedule for a month. So I'm worry free from my blog for a month. So this is what you can do. Every ready post, you don't have to publish it, then you can schedule it. And the third is share and schedule with your social and personal network. This is for promotion. And that's all for the day. And when we have such session, I'm sure there are many, many questions. Even if there are no questions, that's okay. That means we understood something.
Mr. Chairman, with your permission, can I ask 2 questions?
Please, please.
Sure, sir.
This is on your slides. Can you explain to me what is keyword research and blogging strategy?
Keyword research is important and the foundational step to be found in search engines like Google. Because ultimately, we will get tired by, more than tired, we get hesitant by sharing our posts, our videos, and everything with our friends. And we stop getting response as well, actually. We want people come on their own to our blog. They find us. To get found, we need to optimize our blog, each post for certain keywords. For example, if you want to be known and found for leadership coaching, then you optimize your post, your blog around it. And over time, if you are doing things right, then over time you start getting found and we will start recognizing you for your consistency, for your all those things that I have spoken about. You start, and then this is the most beautiful thing that we see in few weeks. We start getting people without even doing it.
And blogging strategy.
Blogging strategy covers a lot of things. It covers how often we should blog. It covers around what subject, if it is for profitability, especially for the business, if there is a specific goal attached to blogging, when we do it seriously, actually, then the strategy covers different goals. The primary goal is leads, or the primary goal is my personal brand. Say, I want to be invited for paid speaking engagement. Let's say this is one of the goals. So the blogging strategy goes around this roadmap, this whole thing. How often we should post, which is the social network, how the post should be drafted. These are the things that are covered in blogging strategy. So strategy is important, especially when you have specific goals attached to you.
Sunita, just one question. On a website, like I also have a blog on our website with buy now buttons. Will it typically qualify as a blog, or you need to be on a blog kind of platform to be writing blogs?
Yes, Shishir. Once, so it is okay. We call it call to action, and it is okay to have call to action. But I suggest not in every blog post, because then people start seeing your blog as sales post. These do not look like informational or educational posts. So CTA is important, call to action is important. Having a buy now is actually recommended and suggested, but not in every post. You can do it probably if you are blogging 3 days a week, maybe do it in one blog. And other 2, don't do it. But you must have a CTA, another call to action, except the buy now, you can have something else.
What is the future of blogging? I mean, in that perspective.
Future of blogging is very bright, very, very bright actually. आज से 10 साल पहले इतना नहीं था जितना आज है, और आने वाले 10 सालों में और भी ज्यादा bright होने वाला है.
Why I'm asking this is because when you search on Google, you get the result directly in Google page rather than going to the website. Like how to do this thing, you get the result right there in the page. Like how to do, like write a blog. You will get the detail directly in the page itself, rather than going to the actual blog. So,
yeah, so that post, you go to, you don't go to a page, you go to a post.
Yeah.
And that is the purpose. When I say optimize, when I say research, when we asked about keyword research, that was the ultimate aim. So when you search how to write a blog and you landed on a post, that was the whole purpose, and the purpose is served.
Sunita, it was fantastic. I mean, I've known Sunita for a very, very long time. In fact, part of the credit for me writing the book goes to her. Years back, I don't know, in prehistoric times, she came to my house and she said, "Why aren't you writing a book?" And I said, "I can't write. I'm terrible at writing. I can lecture, but I can't write." So she sat down at my desk and drew out a whole schematic of how I can go ahead and write a book. It took me some time, but ultimately I got there. And I'm hoping that when she comes next to Delhi or to Gurgaon, she again gets me into doing a blog. She's been after me for a long time for writing a blog. But now, thank you very much, Sunita. It was very good, very useful. And I'm sure you have encouraged a lot of us to actually write blogs. I've again taking it seriously. And generally, when you come next time, I'll sit with you to work out a blogging strategy. Thank you very much. It was an excellent presentation. And I'm sure all of us have benefited. And we will come back to you to take help.
And we'll move on to our internal speaker, Abhishek Jain. So I'm taking the liberty of introducing you, Abhishek. Abhishek is a UK postgraduate of 2008, has 15 years of experience in a software business, WebBee esolutions Private Limited. WebBee is a B2B focused, has various SaaS integrations. I mean, is it said like this only? Or otherwise, it was sounding like SaaS. No. So SaaS integrations focusing in accounting and fulfillment with e-commerce platforms is listed in various app stores, supports 1,200 plus businesses of various countries, primarily US and Australia. Currently, WebBee helps ship 100,000 orders per month, and the target is 400,000 per month by the end of the year. You can learn more about the company at his website, webbeeglobal.com. And you can also connect with him on LinkedIn. One thing I would like to add from one of my one-to-one sessions with Abhishek is that software is not a subject that he has studied. It is just his passion, which has moved him into this direction. So over to you, Abhishek. We are very eager to hear from you.
Thank you. So thanks for inviting me to this session. Let me share my screen. I mean, it's not a big slideshow, but I don't know how much you will like it, but let's say I hope you like it. So, right. So, I mean, my name is Abhishek and background. So, I mean, I have a business which is in Noida. I have around 15 years of experience running it. My business is focused into accounting automations with our, so we have two product lines, which is accounting automation and shipping automation, or the fulfillment automation. So the accounting automation we primarily do with an ERP called Oracle NetSuite, which is an ERP which is primarily used in which is the first SaaS-based ERP. SaaS means online ERP. The competing ERPs like Microsoft Dynamics and SAP. So it also has an e-commerce module, but people prefer using it with other e-commerce platforms linked with it. So primarily Oracle NetSuite is used for accounting. So we integrate that with e-commerce platform, which is Shopify or BigCommerce. And so we link it with e-commerce platforms, which is Shopify and BigCommerce. We have around 100 plus enterprises running on it, running on our integrator platform with Oracle NetSuite. We also have another integration again with the e-commerce platform, which is fulfillment automation, which means people can actually ship their orders, which is e-commerce orders through our platform, through our integration with Amazon. So they might already have inventory on Amazon. They might be selling on Amazon US or Europe, or even UAE or Australia, and can ship their inventory on their Amazon.com, or they can also use that inventory to ship their own personal website or on their business website using our integrations. So these are two major integrations which we have for e-commerce platforms. Also, we actually started our business with with automating internal workflows of a company using Oracle NetSuite. So a company which already have NetSuite might need certain workflows, purchase workflows, approval workflows. So we help them create those workflows if they're using Oracle NetSuite. So this is the three major areas of our business. The first two are like products, accounting automation and the fulfillment automation, and the second is the the improvement of the services, customizing their internal workflows of Oracle NetSuite. What are the key moments? The company was incorporated in 2005. But after, so once I graduated from BTech, which is in EC, but then I did my master's from UK and then restructured this company in 2000, or actually practically started in 2009. I had a gap of 2 years around 2014, and then we started the same business line in 2014, which is Oracle NetSuite, starting from 2009, customizing and integrating with Amazon and eBay and other platforms. In 2018, we modified our integration, which is formally, and structured it as a self-installable on different app stores, so people can come and install it on their own, so that people can actually install the application on their own rather than relying on our support and manually we install it. So, for example, before pre-2018, we were doing like 5 to 10 installations per month, per year. But now, after, because once we made it a self-installable module with the trial version, people can pay on their own and use us only when they need to. We do more than 50 or maybe we do more than, let's say, 30 onboarding every month. So from 10 to making it a simpler 10 plus year to around 30 per 50 per month, just by making it simple for the customers to install the application via different app stores, rather than they emailing us and we install for them. And they have a trial plan who wants to use us, they you take our help and we onboard them. So they first use us and then go on a paid plan. If they like our application, they try our application and then they go on a paid plan. So at the moment, as I mentioned, we do 25 plus onboarding each week for all our integration, which is, and also have a 25 4x support team and team of our 35 people, which is Noida based. So what is the customer profile? As I mentioned, the robust NetSuite indicator is used by Oracle NetSuite customers. So companies who already have this ERP, they're around, so each Oracle NetSuite costs more than $30,000 per year. So these are like medium and small enterprises, license fees per year to Oracle NetSuite. So these are like decent medium and small enterprises in US. We also have some companies who are actually medium size shipping using Amazon. So mostly our customers focus areas is medium and small enterprises. Some of them are exporters, some even from India export to US using us and ship it using our software within US. They are generally like jewelers, etc. They ship in US using our software. Some of them are local businesses who manufacture and ship locally using our software. Some are even wholesalers using Oracle NetSuite, shipping within US. They are into various industries: retail, wholesale, fashion, luxury goods, apparel and fashion, consumer goods. We even have 5-star rating for most of our integrations. And some of customers even do, generally 25% of our customers have more than 100 orders per day, so, which is like 3,500 orders per month. So the initial integration which we had is called Robustness Indicator, which obviously we started working in 2009, but in 2018 we launched as in different app stores, which is like the 4th version of our integration. So we kept on building and improving the based on feedback and what issues we had, simplifying our code base and launched it on different app store. We are able to install it easily. I mean, the competition generally, which they install it in 6 months, we even have been able to install this integration and let the company onboard quickly within 1 week. So the competition at times take 6 months, but we have been able to do within 1 month because within 1 week, because the focus area is mid and small enterprises. Other companies focus is large enterprises. They have a lot of steps in implementing, a lot of customization they want, but our expertise is into like simpler implementation. So this is like pre-built workflows. So what we have done in our integration is we have the pre-built workflows structure in our integration. In other integration, you drag and drop. So once you have to install a software, that each workflow you drag and drop. So if you want to sync I mean, I hope you understand what is. So once you get an orders through your website, you want to have the entry there in your accounting platform, or you want to create an order or label into your shipping software. So that's how we automate it. So we take the order from one platform and then link it to the other platform, which is one per order. But other platform, you actually have a pre-built template, but you also do a drag and drop and you configure each step. In our case, it's just the workflow. So you have a toggle button, and pre-built workflow, you can get it enabled using our integration rather than configuring each workflow as per your requirement. I actually wanted to show you one of our integration. So this is the Robustness Indicator, which I'm speaking about. This is the app, or we call it the integrator, but actually it opens inside. This is the Shopify platform. If you install it, you will get this platform from there, and you can configure it. You can enter your NetSuite details, and you can actually have different toggle button, which I was speaking about. And you can actually configure right here rather than the drag and drop interface of the other platforms. So that's how we think we have made a difference by making it simpler for the companies to implement it. There are certain settings which involves our usage. For example, sync price, we don't enable by default. People will use our help, and then they're able to enable the setting rather than automatically getting enabled for all the users. Then there are other settings in the app, which I don't want to speak about now, but there are like different settings, which there are different pages where you can see the order log, the error logs, etc. for the integration. We even have, so this is we call it opens inside NetSuite, but the same app, we also have like a standalone app, which is integrating Amazon and NetSuite and other applications. So this is linked just with NetSuite, and this is a common app for everything. So the other one was Shopify focused, and this is like focused on everything. So that's the difference between. So we have both embedded app and the separate app. So the other integration which we have is called Amazon Mcf Integration with Shopify, which is the shipping. So here we actually ship the orders using Amazon. So I mean, what we have seen so far, the other companies, they had a issue is they were having integration of the shipping company linked with Shopify or the other platform, but they were actually limiting what people could use the benefit of Shopify. So our integration supports this things called post purchase upsell, which means Shopify supports it, but if your shipping company does not support it, and if you want to do automation, you will not be able to give this feature to the end customer. But because our integration supports this and Shopify supports, so the end user will be able to use post purchase upsell. So once the order is placed, and the customer can have, let's say, oh, you want to add this with a 10% discount, please add it. But the order is already placed, so it will add in the original order with some discount or whatever people want to do. We also have support for cross bundling and kit offers. So our integration supports, because our shipping automation supports things like buy 1 for 10, buy 2 for 18 sort of kit offers. We even have high risk order approval check. So if the e-commerce platform classified certain orders as risky orders, so we don't automatically ship it. You can actually flag them and manually approve it and ship it. Right. So what is the key benefit of this integration? Every businesses, many e-commerce businesses already sell on Amazon.com. So they already have their inventory on Amazon warehouse. But some people don't want to pay commission. Let's say Amazon might have a commission for 10% to 15%, depending on the category you are selling on. They want to sell on their website also, their own personal brand website. But if they do that, they would have to duplicate the inventory. So they won't want to have inventory on Amazon, but they want to have inventory on their website also. Now, how our solution comes into picture is we use the Amazon inventory to ship on their non-Amazon web store. So they can actually ship on eBay, Walmart, or their own website, but get the order shipped through Amazon.com. So they don't need to have the duplicate or the double inventory, because they're using Amazon inventory to sell on non-Amazon sales channel. let's say eBay and Walmart or their own website. So it helps in optimizing their running cost because they don't invest double on the inventory. And also because of our integration, they don't oversell also. For example, if they are sold out on Amazon.com, the website also, the item also gets sold out immediately rather than overselling it. And so for eBay and Walmart. So that's the major advantage we think is of Amazon MCF rather than another 3PL or their own warehouse. You don't double the inventory. We also have an integration with Tele ERP, which is the new integration which we did with Shopify, which is the e-commerce platform, in which we actually this is the thing which we this is the thing in which we have integrated Tele ERP, which is a desktop software integrating the Shopify or the other e-commerce platforms. So orders from e-commerce platforms flows inside Tele at a specific schedule, and the other solution is either you have to install a software, additional software into the computer where you install Tele, or you have to do manual CSV import and export. So that's how what we have prevented by this Tele ERP. So this is a new software which we think will be the focus area in the future. One of the customer which I wanted to speak about in this presentation is, Lottie. Lottie is an old customer of ours. They are an Irish company which imports dolls and sells in UK, Europe, USA on various e-commerce platforms and even on their respective marketplace Amazon. And they do accounting on Oracle NetSuite. Because the marketing at times, because of Shopify and other e-commerce platform is getting automated. So you can actually automatically do ads and sell on Google using Google ads and other shopping ads, or you can even advertise on Facebook. So marketing is getting automated. But if you are an Irish company or even an Indian company, you have the ability to export using a software like us in different countries with the automated marketing. So this is what I wanted to speak about. So this, for example, this company is an Irish company, but they are able to use a software like our software, and they are selling in UK, Europe, US. They don't have any presence in these countries, like a physical presence. They do have in Irish, a decent Irish setup. And they also ship on, they also have their on Amazon web store, but also ship on their non-Amazon website. So we help them automate accounting and shipping using NetSuite and Amazon MCF. Apart from this, we also have some other products which is published on different app stores. One of the product is Google Contacts integrated with Oracle NetSuite. We do have ADI, again, again a software which actually links different trading partners within an e-commerce industry. Some of the product which we have left out very recently is Amazon Analytics, complete e-com inventory order management software, which we used to integration with Wish, Jet, Newegg, and eBay. We don't integrate anymore. And we also used to have an Amazon repricer, which we don't have at the moment. So we left out this project. So we started a long time back. We had a lot of hiccups in between, but my learning is we managed so far because of the customer segment. Customer segment was primarily enterprise, mid and small enterprises, but the enterprises who want to grow rather than who want to save cost. So the customer segment has been spot on as per our understanding from day one, which have been huge factor of us sustaining all through our period. And also we have services and a product line along the NetSuite ecosystem. So we customize NetSuite, customize processes within NetSuite, and we integrate NetSuite with other applications. So it's because it's of our focus, we also think we have managed so far. And that's why we have been doing good even in the COVID time. So services was not growing, but the product was growing because we made it easier for companies to install our software just before COVID, like 2018-19. So that's how we think has been a good learning for us. SaaS model is the because of self-installable monthly pricing and the flexibility in pricing is our focus. So we have seen a lot of growth because of this pricing model. and we do great time, or I do spend a lot of time in this new product development. Some of the integration we have, for example, this Tally integration is, I believe, first in the market. Even this Amazon MCF, some of the features we have are, I believe, first in the market. So we do great pride in whatever we have developed so far. So at the moment, our business ecosystem revolves around Amazon, Shopify, NetSuite, and recently Tally. And we would be enhancing our integration around the names I mentioned below, which is EDI e-commerce. So, and this names is what we also see a lot of traction in social commerce, which is like allowing e-commerce brands to purchase directly on YouTube and TikTok or other e-commerce platforms rather than going to their own respective websites. So if you see a video on YouTube or a TikTok or whatever, and you click on buy now, and you can actually purchase it right there without actually leaving the website. So even on Facebook, because I think the brand, the social media brand is going in that direction, that in-app purchases is going to be a new thing, a big thing. Even Google is actually promoting in-app purchases. I mean, they don't have now, they actually redirect to the respective brand, but I think social commerce will be a good hit in the near future. So, and we think we might be able to have, once we link it with shipping, we think we have a great chance of like a new business model around there. So what are the asks? I mean, this is the presentation that I have, but there are certain asks. I mean, I am one of the youngest in this group, and I mean, AOEs has been helpful. Naresh has been very helpful in like a sounding board to me. But if someone wants to also help me in this sounding board, please do help me. Also, I'm looking for some connection for SAP and other ERPs. If someone wants to introduce me to some companies who does in this areas, please do help me. And I also need a financial planning help because I'm not very good at it.
Thank you so much, Abhishek, for your lovely presentation and for the great work that you are doing. Whatever little that some of us could understand. For understanding more, we are going to have one-to-one with you soon. Thank you. And with this, I'll just like to thank every single person here. I would like to thank the guest speaker, Sunita Biddu, for sharing such important mantras of successful blogging. Extremely important and current context. I'm sure some of us are going to contact you separately for your guidance. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, AOE mentoring team. Your work is extremely important, and we are. It's a work that makes us proud. Thank you, Tejinder, for support to all of us. For one-to-ones, let's put in a little more effort this month and do some more one-to-ones, because if you can push us around, you can push me also, and we can have more one-to-ones, that will be wonderful. Our next meeting is 119th meet is on Saturday, 20th August 22. Please block your calendar, and please also make other AOEans block their calendars. Thank you so much.